Good evening. The UK rapper barred from leaving WA accused of rape is tonight facing a fresh charge. Police say they caught young Philly hooning in our eastern suburbs, clocking him at more than 150 kilometres an hour.
Last year, one of the UK's biggest online personalities went from YouTube and TV screens to a courtroom on the other side of the world. Young Philly, the loud, likable, high-energy entertainer everyone in UK YouTube knew, was suddenly at the center of extremely serious criminal allegations in Australia. He was arrested and extradited, hit with multiple charges involving sexual assault and violence, and then basically disappeared from the internet. There were news clips, court shots, headlines everywhere. Then, silence. No trial yet, no verdict, just a cloud hanging over his name. And then, out of nowhere, he's back. Young Philly has returned to the UK. He's posting again. He's acting strange, and people have no idea what to make of it. Today, we're breaking down what exactly he's been accused of, why he's suddenly allowed back home, how his behavior on Snapchat is freaking people out, and why his return might be even more disturbing than his disappearance. Let's get into it. The first thing to understand, these aren't light accusations. In Australia, Philly was charged with multiple counts of sexual penetration without consent, several counts of assault occasioning bodily harm, and a charge related to allegedly impeding someone's breathing by pressure to the neck. Prosecutors have publicly claimed the evidence is very compelling. He has pleaded not guilty. There has been no conviction, no verdict, no final outcome. But the nature of the charges alone was enough to completely flip his public image overnight. This wasn't tiny influencer drama. This was a criminal case with life-changing consequences. And for a long time, the only updates anybody got were clips of him walking into or out of court, basic news blurbs, and then nothing. No YouTube uploads, no live streams, no new collabs. He basically vanished. Fast forward to this year. Out of nowhere, news breaks. Young Philly has been given permission to fly back to the UK temporarily. For the first time since his arrest, he's allowed to come home under strict bail conditions. A lot of people instantly assumed if they're letting him travel, maybe the case is weak. Maybe he's actually innocent. But here's the twist. By the time he got this travel permission, his legal situation had actually gotten worse, not better. He'd been hit with additional charges, 2 more counts of penetration without consent from a separate incident. So, legally, the mountain against him was bigger than before. But he's still out on bail, still presumed innocent in the eyes of the law. No verdict until the trial, and now he's back in the UK. But he's not allowed to talk about the case at all. That's one of his bail terms. So what do you do as a creator who can't address the literal elephant in the room? Apparently, you post like crazy, the main platform that still seems willing to pay him. Right now, Snapchat. So the second he touched back down in the UK, he jumped straight onto Snap. At first, it was harmless. Selfies, hair pics. Do you like my curls? Family Man style posts. After a year of silence, people were so starved for anything that even simple photos went viral. People were literally switching sides based on his smile, his hairstyle, the vibes in a 5-second clip. Some were saying, "Nah, he looks too calm and happy. No way he did it." Others said, "He looks unhinged. He knows he's guilty." So we had this weird split. Some treating him like a still beloved entertainer, others treating him like a walking red flag. And meanwhile, Snapchat themselves were allegedly pushing his content heavily. He went from total silence to being plastered in people's feeds again. Then the tone of his posts shifted. It wasn't just cute photos anymore. He started posting weirder videos. At first glance, if you didn't know about the case, it would just look like standard Philly behavior. Dancing, being loud, making faces, talking to camera. But when you factor in the serious charges, the no talking about the case rule, the pressure of an upcoming trial that could decide his entire future, the energy of the videos starts to feel off. In some clips, you can see it in his eyes. The smile doesn't quite match. The stare lingers a little too long. There's this strange mix of forced joy and something darker underneath. People started saying things like, "He looks like a man who's completely lost it." This is someone trying way too hard to act normal. Some viewers took the unhinged vibe as proof of guilt. He knows what he did. He's spiraling. Others took the same clips as proof of innocence. Man's eating cereal and dancing on Snap. No way he's done all that. The internet basically turned his mental state into a guessing game instead of focusing on what actually matters: the trial, the evidence, and the outcome in court. The reactions to his return say a lot about internet culture. You've got 1. People who think the charges are everything. They see the headlines and say, "I don't care how funny he was. These allegations are serious. I'm done with him until this is resolved." 2. People who think vibes research innocence. They watch his snaps and say, "Look at him. He's too happy to be guilty. He's innocent. The system's trying to ruin him," which is not how guilt or innocence works. 3. People who literally don't care what he did. Some comments are like, "IDC, what bro did? He's still a legend." They're locked in on the old content, not the current reality. And then there are people who outright believe he's going to beat this case. It'll be the biggest plot twist in legal history. The discourse is so unserious that half the time it feels like people are talking about a football match, not a major criminal trial. Another layer onto this story is the friend group. Before the case, young Philly was heavily associated with other big UK personalities, especially Chunks. They had a close friendship, tons of collabs, a whole duo brand together. Since the charges, many of his old friends have stayed quiet publicly. No collabs, no support posts, nothing significant. So when Philly posted a snap talking about being back on pork, people instantly read into it. The context? A lot of his old close friends are Muslim. They don't eat pork. People interpreted his "I'm back on pork, I was sleeping for years" rant as a subtle dig, like he was implying, "I'm free from that circle now. I'm doing what I want." Is that what he meant? It's impossible to know. It could just be a random food rant. It could be a veiled shot. It could be both. But the point is, everything he posts now is getting dissected like a code. Then things got even more confusing. A photo started circulating that appeared to show young Philly and Chunks together at the gym. At first, everyone assumed it was fake. People joked it had to be AI, not because of Philly, but because Chunks in the gym is apparently more unbelievable than anything. But then Philly himself posted Snapchat stories in the exact same outfit from the photo, in what looked very much like the same gym. So, was the picture real? It might have been. And if it was, it means, despite everything, despite the charges, despite the public silence, he might still be on good terms with at least some of his old circle. The reaction to that? Chunks caught major heat for it. People called him a hypocrite for appearing with someone facing those types of allegations, especially after previously presenting strong moral stances on other topics. Whether that's fair or not, the damage is done. The association is back in people's minds. Here's the wildest part. We're not getting real answers anytime soon. The trial date is reported to be mid-2026. That means years between the charges and the final verdict. Years where he's in limbo. Years where the public doesn't know for sure what happened. In that gap, perception becomes everything. Every snap, every video, every rumor, every sighting with old friends, all of it gets interpreted as he's guilty and unbothered, or he's innocent and trying to live his life. But the truth? No TikTok, no Snap, no tweet is going to resolve this. Only the court will. Until then, we're stuck in this weird place where he's free. He's still under serious charges. He can't talk about them, but he's acting more visible and louder than ever online. It's surreal. So why is his comeback so unsettling? It's not just the allegations. It's not just the weird snaps. It's the disconnect. You have a man accused of extremely serious crimes facing a trial that could define the rest of his life, posting content like everything is normal, while thousands of people either stan him blindly or treat his mental state as a meme. The whole thing feels like a strange, dark parody of influencer culture. No one waits for facts, everyone picks a side based on vibes. People argue in comments like it's a football debate, and the actual alleged victims are almost never mentioned. Meanwhile, he's dancing on Snap, eating cereal, talking about pork, filming in the gym. It's disturbing because it makes you realize how numb the internet has become. Someone can be in the middle of a massive criminal case, and people are more focused on how funny his Snapchat is. Right now, young Philly is out on bail, back in the UK, temporarily locked under legal conditions that stop him from addressing the situation directly, posting constantly while the world argues over what it means. There's no verdict, no official resolution, no closure. The only thing we know for sure is the charges are serious. The trial is still coming, and until that day, everything else is noise. So what do you think? Is young Philly's behavior just a man trying to cope with impossible pressure? Or is it the chaotic return of someone who knows what's coming? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more deep dives, and I'll see you in the next one. Because this story, it's nowhere near over.